October has passed and it is now November. And while, yes, many will, of course, try to unleash that for which shall not be unleashed until December fucking 1st, we will, of course, be talking about the eventual leading up to that holiday. The holiday after Thanksgiving, of course, and, you know, the inevitable gift-giving. So, to kind of help you guys out, I want to kind of talk about a product that legitimately has worked for me and still continues to work for me, and made very big, substantial claims, and actually followed through on them. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about a camera mount that we'll get into a little bit more, but there is a reason why I bought this camera mount, and many of you can, of course, agree with me on the struggles of owning a GoPro, or at least just an action camera in general. The skeletal mounts on the cameras always inevitably break. Now, joking on this, as I do own a Hero 5 Session. This Hero 5 Session was actually sent in by a Army veteran who actually, again, really cool friend of the channel, and I'm very happy to still have the camera running for me and working for me, even to this day and age. The big thing, though, is that the GoPro mounts I do have, sadly, have broken, as you can inevitably see, as well as the other one that sadly broke as well, right there. And the biggest reason is because the polymer they use is not exactly all that great, I guess you could say. And it's not that good either. Sadly, these mounts do inevitably break. And they are cheaply made and produced, and it's clear they want you to use the more solid, full skeletal mounts, even though those do not give you the best of audio quality, and you have to actually fully modify them to give you the best audio quality possible. That is inevitable, sad to say, and a lot of us do actually use the skeletal mounts for the best audio quality we can get from that. Now, this is where I started experimenting and actually started looking and tried to basically find replacement mounts for the GoPro Hero 5 Session. And Amazon actually suggested this. And if you're hearing a noise in the background, that's my Xbox mini fridge that you're hearing. I can't exactly turn that off because I have things in there I need to keep cold. But I started looking around Amazon, of course, and was suggested a camera mount that I was skeptical at first, and many of you, including one Tanner G, even kind of asked some questions about it and kind of, hey, does this actually work? And that, of course, is a aluminum, or aluminium, as our European friends say, GoPro camera mount. And there are several of these damn things on Amazon. Like, if you go to Amazon right now and you go to and you type in aluminum or metal camera, GoPro case or action camera case, you will find hundreds of these things. But this one in particular is actually running for about $22, or at least, you know, under the $25 price tag or under $30 price tag, depending on your nation or state tax, basically. But I looked at this and I was very curious of, hey, how do I get the camera in there, and hey, you know, does it actually work? And it actually came with a few extra things, including a full metal tool. Now, I'm saying the mount off to the side, of course, and talking about the tool itself, because this one I gotta gush over a little bit. We've always had the polymer tool because, of course, it has the screw there and here, there, but this one actually is legitimately very useful because it has this little bit right here, as well as this bit right here. So, while, yes, you know, the bit is a little bit too big and will not fully conform to the actual thing itself, clearly being specifically made for the more larger headed screws, this bit right here actually will work, and does work fairly well, especially when you insert it into the actual, if I can get this out of the way, insert into the hole here. This one's a little small, sadly, but grab another screw, insert in, and it actually does legitimately turn and work fairly well. Even for official GoPros, it does the same thing. It does actually work. The official GoPro screw and all that good jazz. So, well, yes, the polymer one is here, and it does work from time to time. This one actually does give you a tool that legitimately does work, and does actually tighten down the screw fairly well. So, yeah. there is that, and again, I'm pleasantly surprised at how well it actually is designed and how well it actually does. So, the other thing, going back to the actual camera case itself, you're looking at this here, and you're wondering, how do I get the camera in? That's actually pretty simple. It's just this right here, and it has a little detent in there, a little spring, as well as this detent here. It is designed the way to basically be like, hey, it goes this way, stupid. But the big thing is, you take the GoPro here, you put it in, slide it in from the front, just right there. And it actually does have a very solid suction almost. And the cool thing is that even with the back off, it doesn't come out unless you actually attempt to get it out. But putting it back in, putting it forward, locking it in place, we take this, we put it in like this, and it's in. It's solidly in. There's no really way to get it out unless you actively try to put the back off. Basically, you take the back off. And it does still give you access to the back of the GoPro itself, and again, I am pleasantly surprised at how well this is designed. You can see some of the battle damage that has gotten on this mount. It's just, there's a lot to it I really want to talk about, because again, this mount has pleasantly surprised me, is what I'm trying to say. This thing has done exactly what I needed to do, what it had to have done. There is a lot to this mount that I legit did not think was possible. And it is a very durable mount. But one of the things that was actually brought up was the fact of, hey, it claims to basically make sure the GoPro doesn't overheat and never crashes. And the way it does this is it actually takes the heat from the camera itself and distributes it throughout the entire mount. And I have used this in the hottest of summer that we had. And not once has this thing crashed. Not once have I lost footage from it, because again, the body itself acts as a conductor of sorts, basically distributing the heat and causing it to basically just go directly to this point here. Again, I don't know how it does that. I have no idea how it does that, how that works. I wish I did. I'm not that smart when it comes to that sort of thing. Those of you who actually are can explain in the comments how that frickin' works. How it does that. I have no clue. I have no idea how it does that. None at all. And that's me having the camera upside down, or having it like up like this, and the heat somehow goes through this part of the mount, basically. Again, I don't know why, I don't know how, but again, I have not once had a crash or any sort of issue from this mount. And that is, I cannot stress how insane that is, how crazy that is, how absolutely mind-boggling that is. Because again, legitimately, this mount does work. Like, and if you have similar cameras that are like the GoPro Hero 5 Session here, you can put them in this mount. And again, the mount is made of very thick metal, a thick aluminum. So it's not heavy per se, and it is durable because of how thick it is. Like, you can see how thick that metal is. It is not a thin, flimsy frame. It is a very thick frame, but not too thick to basically be a hindrance and add weight where weight is not needed. Because this thing is a light mount. Even with the GoPro in it, it is still relatively light and is not that hard to have. That legit is kind of cool. And to anyone out there who wants a mount to replace your polymer mount for your Hero 5 Session or any other square action cameras in general, this will have a link in the pinned comment down below, as well as everything else. And again, for those of you who are wanting to give your camera friend a gift this coming holiday season, or even their birthday this coming holiday season, this needs to be on that list. This needs to be given to them. This needs to be on your kit, my fellow airsofters who use a Session, or again, a square camera in general, a cube camera in general, because this legitimately has worked and has not once failed me at all. It's durable, it works, it's great, it's affordable. Get this, okay? Get yourself one. This needs to be on your kit, or at least in your collection, or even if you go biking or hiking or something, this needs to be your mount. This right here needs to be your mount. Like, I seriously cannot describe how good of a mount this is. I really can't. But, ladies and gentlemen, as always, I have been AirsoftAL, the common man's airsofter who reviews, honestly, really cool camera mounts, so you know what to look for. And if you guys want me to check out other camera mounts, or just really other affordable cameras in general, let me know in the comments section down below what you think I should check out, and if there are aluminum or metal mounts for those as well to help protect it and keep it from overheating. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to help out the channel, links down below, as well as a pinned comment link to the product I have reviewed today. And as always, I shall see all of you in the next video. Till next time, later.